Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm extremely blessed as always. I mean, I got my obstacles just like everybody else does, so I'm looking kind of blue today, huh?
You are.
Well,
Where did the blue come from?
the wall, so this wall is gray and then everything else is blue. So I don't know. It's just happening.
It's the blue light.
Oh, let me do. Okay,
Looks
so
like you're.
if I lean on this side, I'm right. So if I go over here, no. Here we go. Am I centered now? I'm good. All right.
You are. Awesome. All right, let's get started. Angela Marie, founder of Find Your Purpose and Shine, for today's morning show.
FC with newlifeinc.com. And together we are the Angela
Marie
and FC show.
Morning show.
Man, I'm going to tell you what, we're going to have to pre-record that. Yeah, we're going to have to pre-record that.
How do you expect to do that?
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. All right, so what's been going on? Let's talk about what's been going on this week, Angela. I wanted to have a healthy conversation with what's been going on in the world today, and how people are responding to it. Here in Indianapolis, we've had protesters. We've had protesters that have been calm, and then we also have had people that have been violent. We've actually lost a lot of good people. So essentially is what we normally talk about is obstacles in our lives and how we actually handle those. And I believe that the way that we're handling the issues and what we're wanting to change, we're not handling it the proper way. We're protesting against violence with violence, and that makes absolutely no sense to me. None whatsoever. Where's everybody at this morning?
I don't know. I can't even load it. Hi, Ellen. Hello, Salome. And I'm trying to pull this up on my phone, and I don't see it. Do you see it?
Well, I see it on my phone, but I only see one person, and I don't know if that's me or not. And I'm okay with that.
Right now, so far, we got 6 people. 9 likes and loves. We've got Salome and Ellen that I know of on here. But
good morning, everybody. Welcome to my blue screen, my green room, I guess.
Well, I guess people can see it, so we're good. I don't understand why I can't see it on my. Ooh, why is that happening? All right, we'll get this right. Okay, so we are streaming on my personal page and on our fan page.
Sweet.
So
Angela's getting a lot better with this technical stuff, y'all. Better be careful. She's getting good at it.
To a point, I can't find our live on my phone.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
all right.
Angela, so if you go back in history, Dr. Martin Luther King marched and across the country, right? And none of what he did was violent. There was no violence. In fact, he was marching during there was riots at the time going on too. And he stayed peaceful. And by him staying peaceful and just continuing and leading in the proper way, he changed the world. So what I think is that if the only way that we're going to see a change in our government is by being more selective on who we are electing into office. A lot of people that are voters that pay attention to the commercials, they pay attention to the speaking engagements, and you need to know that all of this is pre-prepped. The words that come out of their mouths are not their words. It is a panel of people that have come and written these speeches for them. It is a panel of people. It's not your screen, Angela, moving. It's me.
No, I moved it up so I could look taller.
Well, you know, camera. Yeah. What's up? Okay. You guys have a good day. So essentially what I'm saying is that we need to actually start Googling and researching the people, our elected officials, and see where they're getting their money from, because that's where their motivation and what the things that they're going to change in office is based off of where they're getting their money to run for their campaign. Look at their inner circle and the people that they're surrounded by. You know, I don't think millennials are ready to lead our country just yet. I mean, look at the behavior that they're doing right now. Because you don't see a lot of people our age that are being violent and at these protests. You see a lot of the millennials there, and they're, you know, I watched one that was tearing up a police car and all that. And it just doesn't make any sense to me.
You need to come back into the camera.
Okay,
there you go. Perfect.
I gotta remember. I gotta go right to go left. I feel like I'm driving my trailer.
It's okay. I go to like fix my shirt and I'm like, wait, no, that's the other side.
You can't, yeah. So anyways, I know what I'm going to do this weekend. This weekend, I'm going to leave the city and I'm going to go sit by the water in the lake and, you know, be in prayer and just have a good time. That's what I'm going to do. So what are your thoughts, Angela, about what's been going on this week?
It's a bunch of bull crap.
Right.
I mean, if we could just stand united and come together and just be people, I mean, right. And here's my take on it. God has created all of us, right? Different colors, different races, different shapes, different sizes, and we're all different. And I believe that we were put here to love one another and to help one another and to, you know, be there for one another, right? And there's just such a divide going on right now. And I know last week we talked about a quote that I put on Facebook, which was choosing faith over safety.
Right.
So I really want to touch on that this morning. But so much stuff. But I really think that, you know, there's a lot of people struggling right now emotionally, mentally, and things like that. And I know myself, you know, being a transformation coach has been a challenge in this time. However, I've been able to get out of it pretty quick.
I know you and I both had two different, in one day, we had a phone conversation and your mindset was in one place and then mine was in another. And then later on that day, you get your mind right. And then I end up getting on Facebook and I see all this junk and I'm just like, okay, I need to pray for this world. All the things that our military and that we have fought for in other countries, the things that are going on in the United States right now happens on a daily basis in other countries. And those people ask us to come in and we step in to help to create the freedoms that we have here, is to help eliminate the chaos and the death that's going on. And you guys are doing it here in the United States. You have brought terrorism into the United States to where our president of the United States wants to launch heavily armed military and bring it on United States soil. I was driving by the base, military base, and generally when the military is gearing up or whatever area they are, they change their uniforms to match with what's going on. Well, let me tell you right now what I've seen of the new uniforms. They match our soil, our ground. So they were just waiting for something like this to happen so they could there's an agenda here and we're walking right into it. by our behaviors. I say that you do exactly what that police officer does, because when you got somebody being violent and they're angry, they're upset, and then they're angry and upset at the police department and the government because we're not holding these people, these officers that are sworn to protect us, accountable to their actions. They think they can behave and do anything that they want. They think that they don't have to respect people. And then when I seen that other officer, these officers they put their batons down, they put their shields down and said, screw this. This is not what we want. We may have one individual, and and in fact, he said on a national interview, he had one of his officers that sexually assaulted a female on staff. He was like, just last week. I personally arrested him, is what he said. We have to hold them accountable to the same standards as they expect us to be. Just because you have a badge does not mean that you do not have to respect the people you took this job to protect us. And there's some of you that are not doing that. There's some of you that have some mental issues and communication problems, and you should not be wearing a badge. And now there are some of you that should be wearing beanies and behind bars. I know a lot of really good police officers. Keith Hartman, you see me, he's running for Warren Township 36. And this guy and his team is absolutely amazing. He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing police officer. Another one of my really good friends we call Ray Ray, which was, I believe he's retired now. One of the most respectful police officers. I'm doing a ride along with him, and we're on Pendleton Pike, and he's arresting this guy, and he was like, he's putting the handcuffs on him. He's like, are you comfortable? How many times, like, do I need to adjust these for you? I mean, you're going to jail. You broke the law. You're going to jail. But at least he was just very pleasant and polite with this guy. And it just changes your attitude. So what happened is let me go back to this officer. When they set those batons down, he changed the atmosphere. He took an angry bunch and turned their mentality around and said, hey, we don't want to fight with you. We want to walk with you. Imagine if we did that all around the United States.
Yeah.
Instead of, because us as citizens, I'm saying that some of you guys are behaving and handle this in the wrong way with violence. The police department's doing the exact same thing. Martin Luther King said, I have a dream. This was not his dream. And I've said this before, that even as parents, we continue the racism in the world. Black people do. And I can say that because I'm half black, and I know for a fact we continue it. We continue to teach it with our kids. We have to emphasize that our race in our success. I don't care what color you are. I care about your success and how you got there. I care about your struggles, because your struggles didn't have to do anything with the color of your skin. Pain and sorrow doesn't know any color or race. It comes into all of us in all shapes and forms, just like we do. And when we continue that, I love everyone, because that's who our Creator loves, everyone.
Yeah.
So all I'm asking now, I'm pleading with you, if you're part of the protest, make sure that you are you're being peaceful. If you see people that are being angry, let's try to correct that, because this is nonsense. We're all about ready to become prisoners in our own home. Your freedoms are all about ready to get taken away because you don't know how to fight. You're fighting and you're playing in a game that you don't know the rules. I say this, and I've said it a million times. One of my greatest mentors, the first thing he taught me is learn their rules, play by their rules, and you will always win. Because you can't make a change until you get into that circle. You got to be a yes person and say yes and make them believe that you guess, because I can tell you that's exactly what they do. They sit in a room and they make decisions and they move like chess pieces. I don't know. I'm ranting again. You know me.
I'm used to it.
I don't know, Angela. What's your view? I mean, I don't know. Am I on point or not?
You are on point. You are absolutely on point. And, I put a post on Facebook yesterday and I got attacked. Yes, there were some people that had my back because they know my heart. And for those people that know my heart and know where I'm coming from, right? They didn't take it the wrong way. But there are people that are taking things way out of proportion and they're taking it way on the flip side. Like you didn't even really read and take in what I was saying. And okay, so there's something that I really need to address right now. I am tired of people blaming other people for where they're at.
Amen.
It's time to take personal responsibility for your own actions. It's not the government. It's not the police officer. It's not your brother, your sister, your mother, your children. Okay, that's a freaking hot mess of an excuse. If we can't become a society and a people to take personal responsibility for our own actions, you're tearing yourselves down.
Hey, is my brother on? Can you see Farouk?
I don't, and I can't load it on my phone. It's not coming up on my phone. I'm only seeing the comments.
Him and I were having this discussion yesterday, and he had an issue. He was like, "Well, let me tell you what happened to me at the gas station." This is what it comes down to, is that know this, that I've been on both sides of the law, and police officers, military, when they are doing their job, there is a lot of stuff that they have to put up with, a lot of nonsense. It is not from the general public. It is people that have, especially like in our East District. If you don't know where East District is, in Indianapolis, it's going to be like the Keystone rural area from 38th Street all the way down to Washington and 10th. So that area is the highest 911 police, ambulance, fire calls come from that portion of the city, predominantly. Those people in that particular area, so if you're traveling in those areas on a daily basis, those guys are dealing with criminals all day long. And when I say criminals, it's because of the lack of education in that area, the lack of mental health care, the increasing of heroin and crack cocaine usage, alcoholism, rape, murder. That's where predominantly all of this stuff is happening. They're dealing with this people. Like, I've had a situation where, they hear stupid stuff like they've got a pocket full of dope. Man, that ain't mine. Man, my cousin had that, my pants on earlier. I was at this girl's house. I just put my pants on, and the dope was in there. Why y'all always harassing me? It's because I'm black, isn't it? What? You're just doing it. It's just because it's where I live. And like, I know that profiling and racism still exist in this country. But when a police officer approaches me, now I have gotten in trouble because of my mouth, and I only will get to that point if that police officer is being disrespectful to me after I've been respectful to him.
Right.
And I've had a couple scenarios. In fact, I've gotten arrested for my mouth before. You know, telling the police officer you had small penis syndrome. Uh, he said, "That's it. Turn around."
Thank God you learned from that. You're more wise now.
Well, that's my whole thing is like I don't care. Like it's first of all, it's a trumped up charge anyways. He tried to charge me with disorderly conduct, which you know the prosecutor. You need to understand that I've been like when I tell you I've been on both sides of the law, I've been on both sides of the law, and prosecutors cannot stand that stupid shit. It like they don't even want to deal with it. It's just really just an easy way to take you to jail if they're aggravated with you. I've had, you know, a Speedway police officer and I end up getting him fired because he literally was coercing this individual to say something to be able to arrest me. Because he didn't like that I had intelligence. He was like, "Are you a Harvard graduate?" And I was like, "You know what? Hell no." But what I do know is I do know the laws, and I do know what you're doing is breaking the law. I mean, as soon as I was done with him, I went straight down and filed a complaint. Ultimately, I ended up getting that officer fired. So like you can't bend the rules. You can't break the law just to make it fit for you and your situation. And that's what that police officer was doing is he didn't like the way that I talked to him. I didn't like the fact that you pointed a gun at me because my plates were improper to my vehicle. You know, how am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to act when you've got a gun to the back of my head?
Right.
So I've had that, and I'm like, you know, I've been taking another time I was doing probably 110 miles an hour on 465. I was weaving in and out of traffic. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was pouring down rain, and this the state trooper pulls me over. He finally stops. I guess he'd been following me for a while. I didn't see the dude. He clocked me out doing 110 miles an hour. So he takes me at gunpoint and he's like, "Get on the ground." I said, "Screw you. I'm not getting on the ground. It's pouring out rain. You lost your freaking mind." So then he goes, so he has me pull my shirt up and has me turn around, and then I follow him and we end up sitting in the car. And at the time I believe I was 17 years old. I was working 3 jobs. This was back when my family and I were, my family was in the paper business. So I was working a factory job because I had my first daughter. And then after my factory job, I would get off and I would literally drive to Bloomington and go do my paper out in Bloomington and do paper. So anyways, I was trying to fly there and get to work and all that. I was tired. So I've had my run-ins, and that's what I was explaining to another guy is that being biracial, me being biracial and raised up in the 80s, man, it was tough, you know, because I moved to a black neighborhood and predominantly African-American neighborhood, and I was a cracker, white bread, you know, and then we moved again, and then my mom moves me into one of the worst racist neighborhoods in the state of Indiana, I believe, or in the city of Indianapolis, I guess, which was Mars Hill. You know, to this day, I'm still, because when I was growing up, if you had any kind of color, you were not allowed in Mars Hill. They would run you off. Get your ass back to Hallville is what they'd say. You know, and now to this day, I'm even shocked that we've grown so much on this side of town, that there's a huge diversity here. To me, it's weird, but also at the same time, I'm proud about it and that we have came a long way. So I feel you. But anyways, I want to explain this to you. My brother's behavior towards the police officer, even though the police officer pulled up on you, it doesn't matter. You always stay respectful. And he's going to be mad at me about this, but I think that the way that he handled it, and I didn't tell him this yesterday. So if you're watching today, I believe that you could have changed that whole situation. This is where I say, listen, I tell everyone, my mother taught me one of the greatest gifts that a woman has is to make a man believe that he is in control. So what I've done is I've learned how to flip that role as being a male. And I do it on every single person. I have an ego. It's this big.
No, you don't say.
It's this big. I've got an ego. So, and I like my ego stroked.
By the way, you got an open bottle behind you. Is that ketchup?
Yeah, that's ketchup. We're good. But I like my ego stroked, guys. Most men do. Most people like their ego stroked. You know, there's some people that don't, but I like having my ego stroked. And then you got to keep in mind, and then I sit and I think, well, why did some police officers become police officers? Most of the time they got picked on in school and bullied.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to be able to interview some of these cops that behave the way they do, so let's just feed their ego a little bit. You know, be humble. You know, like you ain't got to show fear, but you can show respect. My brother was playing his music too loud. A police officer pulls up to him at a gas station. He's like, you know why I pulled out in front of you, right? And so my brother turns the music off. He don't turn it down. He turns it. And then the police officer still continues to do there. And the police officer says to him, well, you shouldn't be thanking me because I could have just wrote you a ticket. You don't have to be all being disrespectful. I guess I don't know. But the way he described it and the way he was cursing to me, and I know my brother, he was probably doing that. And he was like, I ain't scared of you. I get that. You can tell him I don't fear you. I mean, I don't know. But I think when we behave like that, all we're doing is literally adding fuel to the fire. Instead of putting the fire out, you know, really, my question to that officer is really, what are you trying to accomplish here? Mm-hmm. I've done what you asked me to do. I was compliant because the officer made a threat to him and said, I hope I don't see you around there, you know, around the neighborhood again. You know, hell, I've seen black cops be racist against black people.
Yeah. There's white cops being racist against white people, right? Like, so there's racism everywhere. And here, okay, I need to get this off my chest right now.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
I'm like, okay. So we all know that history repeats itself again and again and again and again until we put a stop to it. And what I've seen over the last couple of days has been history repeating itself. Right? So people are offended. Okay? And I want people to understand that I love everyone and I don't care. And you don't know, nobody knows my backstory. Like, I grew up in being taught racism. Not to accept or not to date or not to be with a black person. So you know what? Probably about a quarter of my friends are black. And when I found out that you were like half and half, I was like, yeah. I got black and white. This is great in one person. Oh
Lord have mercy.
Look, all right. You got to make people laugh too,
how
right?
red my face got, like the whole change of the color of the screen, just like. Oh shit!
And
you got it.
And my son used to go around. He's gonna, like, if he watches this, he's gonna be like, "Mom, why?" My oldest son. he used to go around. He had this thing when he was younger, like, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 years ago. He's now 18. And he'd go, I'm black. I'm black. And he would act it. And like I'd be like, no, you're white. Sorry. You know, you wouldn't cook in the oven long enough.
Right.
My point is that you know, I really do. And if people understood my heart, I love everyone and I don't look at it as racism. And the reality is we didn't grow up in the early 1900s or whatever it was when and I don't know all the dates. Okay, this was before I was even born, like long before we were even thought of. And the slavery and the things that happened with the blacks. And I feel like this is what I see. So this is like my opinion, what I see. And that's, you know, we're taking what happened, you know, 100 years ago, and we're taking it into 2020. Okay. And people are still living in the past. So as a transformation coach and helping people get over their past, get over their fears and find their confidence to thrive in every area of their life, this is like heartbreaking to me to see people living in the past and what happened a long time ago, and not even to you personally. Because let me tell you something, there are white people, there are black people, and then you've got like the different races, Mexicans, Chinese, I mean, I don't even know, like all these different races that even the Jews, right? Like they're actually ridiculed and beaten down by other races. It's not just the color of our skin, and really, like, black and white isn't even a race. It's a color. I'm like, I want to dye my skin pink. Like, I don't know. I just.
What is the definition of white? Is the absence of color.
What?
The definition, the dictionary definition of white is the absence of color.
I need to get color. Anyway, so.
Look, Matt said, damn, what happened to your camera? I told you she made me all blush and red. He was like, it went blue, and now it's red. You see it?
I don't see that comment. Oh, there it is. It wasn't your camera. You got all red.
So look, I want to, like, real quick. So Matt says we have a society grown. There are instances where the growth is reserved immediately when something is, what did that say? What was it, peddled wrongly in the media? Right. Listen, guys, in this instance, so I've got really good friends like that like sit at the desk on the channel of the news.
I'm sorry. Matt just said it's catch-up color.
So I gotta I gotta go this way. But anyways, long story short is that the media, you can't listen. 92.27% of the crap that you see on the news is lies.
Right.
It is.
And here's the thing. So all of this going on right now, and this is another thing I want to say, is media driven. So think about COVID. Okay. What's that anymore? I don't even hear about it. I mean, it disappeared. Oh, it just went away. I mean, okay, that was media driven. That was media driven 100%. Okay. The inflated numbers, the chaos that was going on, and people were feeding into it. And now we've got all of these riots and the racism going on, and we're feeding yet again into the media to take our focus away from what's really important. And that's being united and standing in unity and loving one another and being peaceful to each other. And I mean, bigger things, right? Like keeping our focus away from the election and all of these things. And so we really need to come together. We have to stop living in our past history, okay? And stop the history continuing to repeat itself again and again. And we, the people, have the ability to stop it.
Did you
We
hear
the people.
they're literally right now voting to change the constitution in Russia, y'all. Like, change the constitution. Like, change their laws, change their rights, and making it to where this president that is currently running for president, that he can remain in office until 2036.
Yeah.
They're going to they are voting, and they added this at the end. Like, it was one part, and then they, like, when all this COVID stuff happened. So what happens if you take a dog, for instance, and you lock that dog up, and you put that dog in there and you don't give it any attention, and when you do give it attention, you feed it, you're mean to it, which is feeding it negativity and making them scared. What happens? Then you let that dog out of the cage and expect it to go and be normal with the other dogs. What's going to happen? So what happened is that this is the move. The media, the government created all of this fear, and hands down, Donald Trump calls it the Chinese virus because he says it comes from China. Okay?
China, like the way he says it.
China. Because it comes from China. Has nothing to do with racism. It just comes from China. Okay. So, but long story short, so you have this, and they created all this fear. They caged us up and says, hey, we can't go anywhere. They put all this fear in us and scared us, and then they released us and said, slowly. And then, because our mindsets and the way that we've been over the last 3 months, we have police officers that have murdered people. How are we going to react? You are angry, you are hurt, you are already angry, you are already scared. Now you add that on, and it's just like one more thing. They knew you were going to explode. They were waiting for the opportunity for you to explode so they can do exactly what they're wanting to do.
Right.
So it's all about our reaction. It's all about your reaction to life, guys. Even if it's not even, I hate getting into these conversations, but I told Angela, I was like, hey, I think we just need to have a good, positive talk about this. Without, I'm not angry and mad at it. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt that the country that I know and I love, when things happen, we come together in peace. And we make things happen for other people. If family's house catches on fire or what have you, our community gets together and helps that family out.
Do you know what I miss? When 9/11 happened and everyone got together, came together and helped each other, and it was a community. I don't remember all the hate back then. I'm not saying I missed it. Okay, please don't misunderstand me, but when there was tragedy, there was love, peace, support, and community. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like this.
Well, all people, and so the media with that spun it to where all people that wore a rag on their head were Taliban, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I didn't watch the media either.
Your wife comes out and got a towel wrapped around her head, and you fucking want to jump behind the couch and get out your AR-15, because that's the kind of shit that they made. The media and all of that just made it picture to where they created that, where people look at, if you've got a long beard now, and African Americans are like, yeah, now you guys know how it's going to feel out to be black and be. People always, it's absolutely crazy. That's why I don't listen to this crap. And I only get emotional when I turn on Facebook and I start looking at the feed, or I end up turning up on the news and I'm listening. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's a shocker to me, guys, because once again, I live in my own world, in my own box to where, I mean, I got my own issues. I got issues that come up every single day. Like I had an issue with, the business today.
Yeah, your brother's on. He's been commenting. I've just been letting you talk.
Oh, is he cussing me out?
No. He said, "Hey guys, stop it. How?" Oh, that's my question. Okay. Yeah, let me answer that, Farouk. So when I say we the people, and we need to stop it, that's not just done by one person. It's one person at a time, one step at a time. And I know that maybe I'm living in this big pipe dream because I just want peace and harmony and community. And a lot of it comes from my past. I've been through so much abuse and trauma and things in my past that I finally got out, and I was living in peace and harmony and whoosah, right? Like, and now we've got the chaos in the world, and now I'm like, okay, well, I can't control that, right? So, sorry, I can't control that, but what I can do, and what we can do as a people, is we can control ourselves. Are you going to respond in a loving, peaceful way, or are you going to outrage and react? Because even Facebook, people are outraging and reacting to what they don't know because they're taking it the wrong way. We can stop it one person at a time, one step at a time, and we must take a deep look within ourselves on how we can do that as a person. Not what the government can do to change, not what the other person can do to change, not what the blacks can do to change, not what the whites can do to change, not what the Asians, the Mexicans, the Puerto Rican people. I mean, come on. It's not about that. It's about what can I do to change within myself to make this nation and this world a better place.
My brother just said ignorance is bliss. That's right. I live in my box to where I will stay ignorant to it. I mean, I turn it on every once in a while to hear exactly what's going on. I know chaos is happening.
Yeah, and then he says stop watching TV. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the media. I'm informed with Facebook, and I do. Yes. Let me finish. Yes, you're right. It is, and that's where I was going with this.
You guys hear that? A woman said a man was right. Did you guys hear that?
Because I was in the middle of saying it, and you just go, bleh.
That must be. So I got a rule, guys. All women are right 95% of the time, as long as their heart and their mind is in the right place. Men, you get 5%. Hold on. You get 5. Oh, there we go. You get 5%.
Wait, hold on.
We get 5%. And today I just got my 5% with Angela. She said I was right.
That's because I'm in the middle of saying it, and you're like,
that's Eddie Murphy smile right there.
Huh?
I said that's an Eddie Murphy smile.
It is. You look like him.
I don't look nothing like that dude. And that's
no,
Eddie Murphy.
Don't. You don't.
All black people look the same. No.
So listen. Did anybody ever see the show Alf growing up?
Oh, don't you dare. Angela Marie.
Okay, I'm done. He's mad at me now. Okay, let's get back to comments. We won't go there.
Say verbal vomit. What's that? We all look alike. There goes my brother. We all look alike. Nuh-uh, you look like Elmer Pincher. Stop. No, so look, he comes out one morning, right? He comes out one morning. My brother's got, if you guys haven't seen him before, he has very long dreads, right? And he comes out and he's got this robe on. And it's like, we're all just getting up in the morning. He comes out and he's got his arms up like this. And his robe is like going like this. And I was like, and he's got this, he got a goatee like me, but it's like narrow and thin. I was like, bro, you look like Black Jesus.
Like a Black Jesus. Listen, And that's another thing too that I want to go there because
Oh, Matt said, yeah, I'm all up in the camera again. Sorry.
we were actually Matt and I were talking the other day, and he's like, she's like this. I'm all back
I
here
want you
like,
to see my Irish nose.
um, where was I gonna go with that? Oh, so do you guys? I know that not every single person is Christian on here, believes in God. They believe in something, but they don't believe in God. But do you ever wonder what color God is or Jesus? I mean, like they show him as white, and I'm like, but what if he was?
Description of him in the Bible.
No, it doesn't say he was white or black.
It doesn't say that his skin was of olive skin color. It doesn't say that. And his hair was like wool. Okay, so we're going to have Bible study later. Everybody.
I know that, but that doesn't relate.
At the very beginning of the story of Jesus and God with Angela today. So, yeah. Gary said, be careful.
Yeah, I know.
And you're so right, Farouk. There's going to be a civil war on this soil unless things change ASAP. Gary said, be careful. What? God isn't. Oh, okay. Matt said, God isn't.
Farouk goes, he's rainbow color.
Born in the Middle East. Think about it. He's a rain. And then my brother said he's a rainbow color. We're all rainbow colored. They open the floodgates. Oh,
I don't know. All
We're
right.
all human. That's what it is. Like, look, our blood is all the same. I love everybody.
We all bleed red. We all bleed red. That's the same.
Right. But you know, our blood is actually green. Did you know that?
It's blue. It's blue. It's blue.
It blue? Okay, so it's blue. And then
but we bleed red. So it's
like
blue.
Avatars.
Huh?
Avatars, that's what we are. Avatars. We bleed. It's because the oxygen, when the oxygen hits here, a little bit of science class for you guys.
I was just gonna say that. Go ahead and take it, FC.
Well, I'll give that to you because you didn't remember the scripture and the description of what Jesus was. You know, Matt.
Okay, olive isn't white though. Olive isn't white. Okay.
Hey, what's up?
So it's blue. Our blood is blue. We are all over the place this morning.
Hey, my brother he said it's it's blue until the oxygen hits it. He already
yes. And when oxygen hits it, it turns red. That's why I was like, we bleed red. Okay. I'm totally over this. I don't know.
Angela has that attitude right now. It's not fair. It's just not fair.
It's not fair that I need to get a tan. One of these days I'm gonna come on here and it's gonna be spray tan all over.
The Farouk is being Avatar.
I bleed blue.
Blue. Oh, you're a Colts fan, huh?
I'm a whole Crip.
Oh my God.
I love your brother. He's awesome. He's awesome. Ellen thought blood was green. No, it's blue. It's blue. Look at your veins. My veins are blue.
See, my veins are green.
Well, then you're just odd.
Maybe you're just colorblind.
No, men are actually colorblind. Did you know that? This is why I argue with my boys sometimes, and they're like, I'm like, oh, you got a blue shirt on. They're like, it's gray. I'm like, no. and then you ask another guy and they're like, no, and they agree with the guy. And then you ask a woman, they're like, no, I stand with her.
Well, I learned at a very young age. Whatever a woman says, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm. Mako said what?
Hey, look. So I was taught at a young age that whatever the police say color you are, that's what color you are. I got real mad when one police officer, he was running a background on me, and he called me a white male. And I was like, "Are you colorblind?"
I remember when I first
out on Facebook. You know what I'm talking about, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Why you putting my business out there, man? Why you calling me out? We had this discussion yesterday.
So listen, I just want to let everybody know, whoever watches the replay or who is on live, like we didn't really want to make this about politics. All we want is just for people to take a look deep within themselves and take personal responsibility on how you respond and stop reacting to other people and just being mean to other people. You know, I wake up daily with literally my heart hurting. Like, I don't think that anybody understands. Like, it hurts. Like, I don't think I've ever felt so much freaking pain in my heart, and I'm crying. Like, well, you already know I'm an emotional person. That's not hard to figure out. But but I mean, like, a lot. And you know, it's because I absolutely love and care about people. If I didn't, I couldn't do what I do. I mean, there are services that I give away for free. And I'm like, there's way too much I'm giving away for free. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, not all females are emotional. Farouk.
You do look white sometimes, Frankie.
So here's a funny story, and you know this, FC, is that when I saw your picture on Facebook for the first time, I was like, I'm like, oh, he's black. Like, because that's where your mind goes. I'm like, okay. And then we got on Messenger for the first time, and I'm like, wait, he's white. I'm confused.
You just told my life story right there. Wait, he looks black. Oh, wait a minute, he's white. Oh, I'm confused. That is my life story just summed up. All three of those words. It's like, wow. Thank you, Angela Marie.
Sure. You're welcome.
What is that? He said the nurturing nature of the mother is what makes you a female. What? Oh, yeah.
Wait,
all females are emotional, he said. He's taken up for you.
Not all of them. So one of my best friends is my neighbor. She's not very emotional.
About it. No.
A mutt. Oh, he called you a mutt.
What's that make you, bro?
Oh.
He said, I saw the brother's picture. He looked like Snoop Doggy Dogg. Ah! And that's why I said he looked like a Doberman Pinscher, doesn't he? Because Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Oh, man. I don't know. I just love you all. You guys are amazing. You guys are incredible. I just want to live in peace and harmony. And I know that I get made fun of for that because that's not reality. But
who makes fun of you because you want peace?
My feed yesterday.
Oh, look, I love hate. Y'all can hate all you want. I love haters. I can always tell that my ex-wife was doing dirty work against me because something amazing would happen to me. I call her and be like, what'd you do? She's like, what do you mean? I just got this fat ass check in the mail, and I normally don't get stuff like this unless you did something fucked up to me. What'd you do?
I don't know. I just think that we have the ability to change, and we need to get to a place where people just need to look deep within inside themselves. I'm tired of the blame game. What?
Oh, he said, oh, bro, need some blueberry yum yum and call from Luda. Set it up. Oh, he's talking to my brother.
I love when you guys have conversations with each other. That's awesome.
I know.
Your brother's like, bet, LOL. Wait, Farouk, did you just say bet?
Yeah. He's
really?
Like,
listen, I thought that was a teenager thing. So my son, so Ethan, I talk about him a lot, I think, on these shows. He when he came up with it, like
listen, the reason why is because Ethan has graduated high school and he's ready. She thinks he's gonna leave the nest. He ain't ready to leave. I talked to him. The only thing he's ready to is for his mom to stop every time he walk in the door. Ethan, I need you to do this.
So no, so let me get back to this. So he'd go bet. Like I'd say something, he'd go bet. And I'm like, what? Bet? What the heck is that? He's like, you never understand. And your brother just said it. So apparently it's a thing. So from now on, when somebody says, I'm going to go bet.
Hey, Tina. Tina just started watching.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't pull it up on my feed. Hello.
Tina, you're late. The show is almost over. I don't want to hear that I was on a team call. I don't want to hear that. All I'm hearing is excuses out of you every time I talk to you.
So we never discussed the whole faith over safety thing because I feel like, did everything just like switch within a week? Because we were going to talk about safety, choosing faith over safety, right? And walking by faith. That's what we were going to talk about today because of what was going on last week. And we had this whole COVID thing, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden within the week, like we're in this like
protest and violence and people being killed and
like did you see how quick that flipped? Like I don't know. We all need to extend the show. Farouk goes extend the show.
We got to wrap up, and
we do.
Angela's gonna kill me because we missed on topic. So we're going to talk about that next week, guys. We're going to stay on. We're going to stay on task, and you know, Angela is going to she's going to be like super excited because she's going to actually get to talk more than me next week. How about that? We might actually get more viewers.
So I definitely want to extend it next week, and I want to stream on YouTube as well. I don't know if you saw that when I put the event out. I'm like, you know what? Next week we're going to stream on a third platform.
Yep. If you can figure it out, Angela, I'm down. Let's go live. Let's go. I want to go across the world. I need some leaders in the community is what I need. That's what I need. I need you guys to stand up and stop tell people to stop being idiots. This is not how we fight. Show them how to fight. And it is not in the streets. It's not screaming and hollering. You got to do it where it counts in the vote. Get these people. You need to understand the power that you do have. The people that you elect into office, if they screw up during the course of that, then you gather your people that voted he or she into office, and you go through the legal procedure. You go through the legal procedure that it needs to remove that individual out of office. But we need to have somebody that's going to step up and be a leader and know how to fight the proper way. Let's start doing it the right way. Let's play by their rules, learn their rules, play by their rules, and let's get them out of there.
Yeah.
You think I'm happy about the mayor right now? And if you think, and I hope one of y'all are watching it, if you think that you're going to run for governor of this state, you got another thing coming. Because the last choice that what your last straw with me is you making a decision that you're going to imprison your community because you just made a bad decision. I'm not curfew. That's bullshit. And you didn't stop anything. You're not stopping anything. You want to do the exact same thing as these other people. But anyways, we've been on for an hour, guys.
Yeah, we have. Okay. So real quick, You can follow us on our pages. You'll see it actually at the end. They'll come up on the screen for you. You can follow us on, make sure you follow us on if you're already not on, because we are streaming on our fan page right now. Like it, follow it. Reminder, 2,000 views in 30 days, and we're going to do something absolutely crazy.
I'm either dressing up or drag, or I'm eating baby food, or Angela's going to egg me or something.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What did you say? Angela's going to what?
Egg me, put some eggs on my head.
Egg you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Oh, I know, but look, no, we're going to boil. What we'll do is we'll make it suspenseful, and we'll boil some eggs. And we'll just, which one's going to get me?
So we have to make sure that we're together on that morning show.
Oh, yeah, we will. We'll make that happen.
Awesome. Okay, so in order to find us, you can follow us on our fan page at Wake Up with Angela Marie and FC Morning Show. And that will come across the screen. So guys, make sure you stay tuned right at the end of this show. You can also follow, go to FC's website, newlifeinc.com. You can also follow him on his page and findyourpurposeandshine.com. You can also join my group. So there's a lot that you guys can do to reach out to us. We are here for you. We are here to help you in any way that we can, in whatever it is that we can do for you, and we can talk to you more one-on-one. So with that being said, you guys, today was a little bit of a different day, a little bit awkward probably for some people, but just know that we absolutely love you and we want what's best for everyone. Okay. And that includes everyone. We just absolutely just want what's best for our nation. Okay. And remember where our roots came from. Okay. We are Americans, regardless. We are Americans. We live in the United States of America, and we stand for our constitutional rights as a people and as a whole. And we need to come together as a community and remember that we need to stop feeding into the media, because the media knows how to drive us, right? They know what triggers us. Okay. So let's not do that. Let's stand against it. You find out what everybody else is doing and do the exact opposite. Find out what everyone else is doing and do the exact opposite. Okay? You are only in control of you. Those are my last words. So, for today, until next week, we will see you very soon. See you guys soon.
See ya.
Bye.